a friendship, personal friendship between Prime Minister Modi and myself, and a great blossoming friendship between the people of India and the people of Israel. It is not immediately obvious because our two civilizations, two ancient civilizations, had some contact points, specifically Jewish merchants who settled on the east coast of India, but it wasn't a meeting ground of the kind that we had with other civilizations. And yet we see it now flowering in ways that are moving, powerful, and immense. I see it not only on the level of government leadership and business associations. I saw it on the streets of your cities, the cheers for Israel, the heartfelt sympathy that you feel from the people, and you can see it in Israel itself. You can see the attitude towards India. There is, to quote the final scene of Casablanca, that movie, this is the beginning of a wonderful friendship. This is the beginning of a wonderful ancient friendship, and it is boundless in its possibilities. The future belongs to those who innovate. Israel is an innovation nation. India is an innovation nation. We must be innovation nations to seize the future. If we don't, we'll fall back. If we do, we'll define the future. We can do so better together. I want to tell you that, well, I'd like to give you a confession. There are 15 countries that make me lose sleep every night. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Iran, Syria, right? No, that's not who I'm referring to, at least not in this speech. You see, it's Switzerland that makes me lose sleep. Singapore makes me lose sleep. The United States makes me lose sleep. Why? Because they're among the 15 countries ranked higher than Israel in the World's Economic Forum's competitive index. And I'm very competitive about Israel's competitiveness. Now, these countries, mind you, we're very high on the innovation index. I think we're number 2, which is also amazing. How can Switzerland be beating Israel on the innovation index? What is it that they do there? You remember clocks? Chocolate? No, they do things. They do things. They wouldn't be that high if they didn't. We're checking it out right now. But I'm talking about the competitive index. And these countries who are ahead of us didn't do anything wrong. They did a lot of things right. So today I'm putting them on watch. Israel is on their tails. In the past 2 years, Israel jumped from number 27 in the world to number 15 on the competitive index. 2 years. And we're constantly cutting regulations and making it easier for businesses to compete, which means to innovate and to draw profit from their innovations. And that's why we continue to rise. I believe Israel can be in the top 10. My staff says we'll be number 1. I said, no, well, that's tougher than you think. But we want to be in the top 10. Because competition is vital for success in business and in life. Without it, as I've just said, you decline. With it, you thrive. Israeli companies like Waze and Mobileye became giants because they beat the competition. Israeli entrepreneurs are always looking for a new and better way to create value. It's important to understand, in my economic policy, I know that the economic added value is given primarily by the private sector. And by the private sector, I mean firms. Economic policy should help firms create value through innovation and competitive advantage. This is, to sum up everything that we do, is to help firms compete. Because we, government officials, even political leaders, we're not that good in assisting that. We're very good in interfering with that. So we should interfere as little as possible, discourage as little as possible, encourage as much as possible competitiveness and innovation. We actually have done that in the military, and it's what we do in the private sector. We even try to do it in government services. India also knows the value of competition, and it knows the glory of competition. Here's a competition. How many people in this room remember who won the 1983 World Cup in cricket? Well, if you didn't make it to the match in London, I bet you were out in the street or honking your horn when the West Indies lost. I bet you were full of pride when Kapil Dev came home with the team to a hero's welcome.